If you looked up the top trending keywords for 2018, Bitcoin would be right there with avocado toast and the Tide Pod Challenge. But what exactly is cryptocurrency, and what will it do by the end of the year? Join us as we have a look at what Bitcoin will do by the end of 2018. The nitty-gritty of cryptocurrency. Let's just jump right into it. When most of you know what Bitcoin is by now, but for those of you who don't, here's a quick rundown of exactly what cryptocurrency is and what we can expect in the future. Bitcoin is the originator of what cryptocurrency is, a fast-growing asset class which shares similar characteristics of your traditional currency, but is also geared toward buying certain objects. The Bitcoins aren't printed like regular money and are instead produced by computers all over the world using free software. Bitcoin would first be developed in 2008 by a software developer by the name of Satoshi Nakamoto. To this day, nobody actually really knows who the developer is, but his proposed scheme does seem to have worked. He believed that the world needed an electronic payment system that was based on mathematical proof, with absolutely no central authority, but it could be transferred electronically in a secure and verifiable way. Now, the most important thing to remember about cryptocurrency in general is that it's decentralized, meaning that no single institution has the ability to control the Bitcoin market. Although it has changed a bit because more people have discovered cryptocurrency, and the market constantly fluctuates as investors pull money in and out of it. It would be used as a safety net against people who don't trust the banks or other financial institutions and want to freely control their own money supply. Bitcoin could be mined into extinction. Bitcoin mining is the process that allows for Bitcoin to function as its own independent and decentralized record to make transactions. And these Bitcoin miners are those individuals who solve this process for each point in time and then are awarded with a small transaction fee, along with a newly minted Bitcoin that the process creates. Bitcoin was made to have a decreasing and even limited number of final Bitcoins from the mining process, and as time goes by, each Bitcoin reward is then halved until it finally reaches 21 million. After that number gets reached, the miners are going to receive just a transaction fee, but no more Bitcoins will be rewarded. So what happens after that point? Well, nothing. It just means that the value is going to increase if you're one of the lucky holders of the limited Bitcoins. The discussion currently is that once Bitcoin miners have hit the limit, why would they then want to continue to support the system when they could just move on to a new cryptocurrency? There is discussion that new rules may be set in place so that Bitcoin miners will be rewarded larger transaction fees in order to still make it viable for them to do their business. Bitcoin mining is currently a major business, but how long until the fun and the funds run out? Will it be a scam in the end? People from all over the world are scratching their heads at how Bitcoin became exactly what it has, but some are suggesting that it may actually be a scam. Bitcoin is simply a number and a series of digits that's assigned to each Bitcoin. So, if you take out a dollar bill, you're going to find that it also bears a number, and that no particular bill in the world has that number of the one that's in your wallet. It's been printed, and now it belongs to you and nobody else. Many people argue, however, that we could give a numeric value to any kind of $1 bill and then simply say that it's worth $500 because you want to buy a really expensive computer. An institution actually claims that there was a certain face value and that it was worth $1 and no more than that. The fact is, Bitcoin has no real true value and acts as a number instead, and the number itself doesn't have a value either. Basically, your Bitcoin can fluctuate in value all in the same day, and the number that it's been assigned has nothing to do with its worth. Many believe that the Bitcoin dream may just turn out to be someone who's scheming to make a quick buck off of helpless people who didn't do their research. But I suppose that only time will tell. Facebook isn't buying it. One thing is for sure, and that's the fact that Facebook is not going to be backing cryptocurrency of any kind anytime soon. And for a major company who's influential in most large markets, this comes as a little bit of a shock, since they try to stay ahead of the curve for most things. In 2018, Facebook did take a major step in a blog post, stating that it would be banning cryptocurrency advertising from the platform entirely. Many of the advertisements are for cryptocurrency investment opportunities and aren't necessarily operating in good faith. Facebook, of course, could not check into every new cryptocurrency startup in order to verify that it actually existed. For example, the case of Prodium, which ended up being a startup that lasted approximately 5 days before it was then discovered to be a scam. Prodium outlined plans to develop a database of fruits and vegetables on the Ethereum blockchain, and the investors were then asked to help raise 5,400 Ether, or approximately $6.5 million. After the company failed in their initiative, they then disappeared from the internet, and their website would then be replaced by another word for male genitalia instead. So basically, investors were trolled into giving away a bunch of money and getting absolutely nothing out of it. As it turns out, Prodium was yet another cryptocurrency scam, and it won't be the first or even the last of its kind. So Facebook isn't taking any chances in the future. Amazon shoppers would unanimously use it. You can buy just about anything on the Amazon marketplace, but one thing's for certain, they haven't quite delved into the cryptocurrency market yet. However, a survey showed of Amazon shoppers that more than half of them would actually embrace using an Amazon-created cryptocurrency on the site. Although the number was small, with only 1,000 shoppers being polled, 51.7% said yes to using an upcoming purchase with some kind of Amazon crypto coin. It would then be Amazon Prime users who were on the forefront of using the Bitcoin type of currency, and 58.27% of Prime users would actually consider using the company coin on a regular basis, while 22% said no to the idea, and 26.4% were actually unsure of if they would use it or not. Amazon has become a large part of many of our lives, and we eagerly await the boxes being delivered to our homes. But should we really trust them as our primary source for funds? Apparently, Amazon shoppers are open to the idea of Amazon as a new financial institution, and 49.6% of their users would regularly use a savings account that was created by Amazon themselves. For now, we're a bit skeptical of the idea of putting more money into Amazon, but you know, if they didn't charge ATM fees, we may consider it. In fact, out of those surveyed, only 14.9% said they would not be open to the idea of a savings account using the Amazon website. So, if Bitcoin turns out to be a major failure, Amazon could always be the next solution to a new banking institution, or they could jump on the idea of creating a company-specific coin, and then hopefully other large corporations would follow suit. Bitcoin is already widely being accepted by many companies like Overstock.com, Microsoft, CheapAir.com, and Newegg. So the future of cryptocurrency is looking more and more like it's going to be in the hands of the companies who decide to adopt it as a normal routine for online transactions. By 2030, cryptocurrency will replace our national currency. The cryptocurrency market can look a little bit daunting at first, and even to some can be an exciting opportunity that's full of possibilities. Bitcoin is the pioneer of this entire currency base and has dramatically surged in value, and also steeply dropped in recent months at a rate that would make anyone's head spin around a few times. Now, we've discussed the amount of skeptics out there, but for every skeptic, there's also a believer who thinks that the great possibility exists of a new type of currency and what it could offer. And that believer is willing to invest a massive amount of money into the marketplace to prove it. One theory that a futurist has is that cryptocurrency is very much here to stay. At least that's what Thomas Frey believes, and he predicts that cryptocurrencies are going to displace roughly 25% of national currencies by 2030. Cryptocurrencies represent a new type of class in traditional global economy, and there should only be an increase in new investments as the crypto finance market becomes more of the norm. For us, we hope that these futurists are right in their predictions, and we'd like to say that with all the research and first-hand knowledge of Bitcoin and crypto coin, they probably know what they're talking about. There may be plenty of money lost in the new market, but there could also potentially be vast riches from it as well. While Visa and some other companies have made Bitcoin into an easier way to purchase things, we probably shouldn't expect cryptocurrency to be used at a supermarket anytime soon. However, for online purchases, it does make buying products a little bit more simple and safe. But only time's going to tell how often people will use the cryptocurrency, and Bitcoin as the leader of cryptocurrency will be far ahead of other coins as being adopted as the leader with larger companies. And although Bitcoin has been volatile in the cryptocurrency market, it still isn't going to see a crash anytime soon. It's actually believed that many bigger investors are trying to scare people out of the market by buying and then selling a vast amount of cryptocurrency. So with all that being said, we could all be using cryptocurrency and Bitcoin by the year 2030 if the futurists and the economists are correct in their predictions of where the global market is headed. So you may just want to get out and get an early start and a leg up on the competition and purchase your own cryptocurrency. Nicolas Cage and Johnny Depp have made a living off of playing characters that search for long-lost treasure throughout the world. But have you ever wondered how much truth there is to some of their tales? You may be surprised to find out that on more than one occasion, there have been many who were slightly careless when it came to remembering where they placed their hidden riches. Join us as we have a look at some of the lost treasures from around the world.